time. Let's go. Welcome to Rob the Man Media with co-host Coach Dre.
Yo, what is going on, man? We are back like we never left. We're back on this journey. We're back on this road. So exciting to have my brother in the building with me, Coach Dre. How you feeling? What's going on? How's everything going?
Oh man, we good, we blessed, man. You know, just another day to get better. So you know, we good, bro. We good.
Man, it's good. It's good to have you back. Man, what is a blessing, man. As y'all come in, let us know where y'all checking in from. Let us know how y'all doing, how y'all feeling. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the shows are back to regular program. We back. We're going to be covering the Buffs and NFL. We're going to be covering Shedeur's journey in the NFL, as well as Travis, Jimmy, LaJohntay, all the Buffs in the NFL. So y'all buckle up. Now, the show is going to be running a little different today than we normally do it. So y'all just buckle up. Y'all send this thing out. But all we need right now is 5 people to share this live out right now that we are live. We talking Colorado. We're talking NFL, Buffs in the NFL, and let them know. But we are back. We are back. I know y'all been asking for it. We covered to deliver today. So let's get this show on the road. Let's get this thing kicked off. Coach Drake, what are most people shocked about with Shedeur in Cleveland?
I don't think nobody's shocked. I think they're just more or less surprised from what people were talking about. When you're talking about a kid who should have been a first round draft pick, a kid that was built for this, and now all the negativity and the stuff that's being said and what wasn't supposed to happen. And all that kind of stuff. So that's what I think they're most surprised about. And then for them to be able to get a once in a generation type of kid, again, I said this once before, that you only can compare getting Shedeur Sanders to LeBron James when he got drafted, being back in Cleveland, for what Shedeur's gonna bring to the city, the electricity, the excitement that he gonna put in arenas, and Shedeur puts butts in seats. But I think the biggest thing is they're gonna be surprised about his work ethic, the diligence that he has, and the way he gonna shake off all these false narratives and lies that have been put out there about him. I think that's gonna be the biggest thing for the guys in Cleveland.
Now, when I say shocked, right? Because a lot of people like, man, where you getting at? You're talking about people being shocked, things like that. I think it's been a difference, right? Because a lot of people didn't know how much Shedeur Sanders was in the community, and how much he spends after practice, throwing to his guys. So, and I think that's the part of the shock factor of a lot of people that's in Cleveland of what it's coming from. From Buff Nation, we know what it looks like. We know he puts the extra reps in. He comes in early, he leaves late. But for Cleveland to look at from their standpoint of drafting this QB that everybody tried to paint a narrative on, and this, that, and the third, more people were shocked by that factor. So explain, the work ethic that Shedeur Sanders has and how he produces, throwing to his receivers and putting that extra work in.
I mean, again, for new people, it's new, but for us, he's a pro. He's been raised that way. This just didn't start yesterday. It didn't start at Colorado. It didn't start at Jackson. He's been raised this way since the time his daddy took him out to play football and realized he had a guy that could really play. He thinks the game very fluently, like a Tom Brady, like a Peyton Manning, and he's gonna do everything he can to put himself and his teammates in the best position to win. And he's gonna be the first guy in. He's gonna be the last one to leave. When he get home, he's gonna do some more work. He's gonna watch some more film. He's gonna make sure that he knows exactly what's going on. Uh, I tell people all the time, nobody got mad with Brady. Nobody got mad with Peyton. So I don't want to see nobody getting mad with Shedeur, because though that is the kind of caliber of quarterback that he is, with his work ethic and how serious he is about the game of football. and he loves the game of football, and that's the key thing about this day and age of football. You gotta love it. You got to really want to be there because it's hard work. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And but he's gonna put in the work. He gonna put the time in, and nobody's gonna outwork Shedeur Sanders. You can believe that.
Like that is true. You're not gonna outwork Shedeur, by no means. And so when you look at the grand scheme of things, right, and you look at this, is the part I think a lot of people haven't looked at with Shedeur is that him landing in Cleveland, it's almost similar to him landing with the Rams with the scheme of the offense, right? The play action, the way they call it offense, it's designed for a quarterback like Shedeur. It's not designed for a mobile quarterback. So when you look at the scheme of the way they layered, the offense is layered out in Cleveland. How do you see the scheme fitting? How do you see Shedeur fitting with this scheme, the way they run it?
I think he fits nicely. Again, this is what I tell anybody: good NFL teams with good NFL quarterbacks, they make their system around their quarterback. Let's just be frank. The Ravens they got good when they made sure that their offense was made around Lamar Jackson. The Buffalo Bills make their offense around Josh Allen. Uh, Kansas City, their offense is made for Patrick Mahomes. This offense is really like you said, tailor made kind of for Shedeur. Uh, the guy can make every throw, uh, and he's gonna make sure he's prepared for every audible, for every play call in the pass and run game. That he can check himself out of certain plays and get himself in the right play, make it right. Because sometimes the offensive coordinator can call a play and the defense can come out and line up into something different, and that doesn't fit. That's a mismatch for the offense. And so sometimes you have to get out of that place. Shedeur will be able to get us out of that. And the biggest thing is that quarterback's coach has known Shedeur most of all his life. He's good friends with Deion Sanders. And that's why when we always tell you that, y'all think it's something bad, but God be having a bigger blessing. Now he's somewhere with somebody he's already familiar with, a guy
Yeah.
who believes it, a guy that believes Shedeur is a good quarterback, not just that thinks, hey, this what I gotta work with, this what I gotta deal with. He saw this kid come up, he knows he's a good quarterback, he knows that he's capable of getting the job done. So it's a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise for him to get to Cleveland. This offense is good for him. You got a great receiver in Jared Judy out there and some other young guys. They're a couple of pieces away from being where you want to be. And when you
I,
get a guy like Shedeur Sanders and you get the electricity in the building, now you're gonna have other guys. They're gonna want to come and play for the Cleveland Browns. You got to make a city like Cleveland, just like Colorado. You got to make that city attractive to other people.
Hey, listen, shout out to the CU aunties. Man, they're hey, it's when this whole thing started, what, about a year ago, about a year and a half, year to a year and a half ago, with the CU aunties and to see the growth of them, just taking on new headlines, new waves out there. It's been a tremendous blessing to see. And the way the courage of them, by how people, understand it, like, hey, listen, if you come after the boys, we coming after you. So you better have all your ducks lined up when you talk about any one of the buffs in the NFL. And it definitely goes for Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh. So when you look at the whole grand scheme of things, relationship matters at the end of the day, right? Shedeur got blessed in the opportunity. And what I keep trying to tell people, it's not about Shedeur Sanders going to prove people wrong. It's about him going to go prove that he was right. And that's what I look at from the standpoint is I took all the emotions and feelings out of it, and we ain't trying to prove nobody wrong. We trying to prove ourselves right. That, hey, what we did the right way. It may not been, it was unapologetic the way you wanted us to do it, but we did it. And now we just got to go out and handle business, and everything else closes itself off. So that's why I want to bring up about the offensive scheme, because I think a lot of people don't take into account that might be new to watching NFL football is the system and the scheme that Cleveland Browns run fits more Shedeur Sanders' play style and the way he wants to play versus if they would have took somebody else in that situation. And so when you have a running quarterback, it might not be the best system for them. But the play action and to be able to audible and change plays and do each that and the third that he's used to doing, he's going to be able to do that in Cleveland. And that's the thing that you love about this whole situation is if you sit back and you just unpeel the onion back from the situation, it's a true blessing. And so we gotta rejoice in that and uplift that. Now, Cleveland's schedule is going to come out later today. And so I'm going to put up on the screen, the teams that they're going to play, but the schedule is not like which weeks or anything like that. So that is Cleveland, right? And the opponents they have to play at home and the opponents they got to play away. Now, looking at this, Coach Dre, what team are you looking forward to seeing him play against, knowing that he has to play against one of the opponents this season?
I mean, I'm just curious to see what he does against all of them.
Okay.
This will be his first time getting them seeing him and him seeing them. Uh, we're just trying to become better ball players, and that's all you can do every day. Is go out there, get better, watch film. The one thing about him is they won't be able to pinpoint him to about week 5. He'll be able to pinpoint these guys if they're not guys uh rook, rookies like him. He'll be able to pinpoint those guys because there's multiple film out on them and what they're doing, their tendencies and stuff like that. So that's the leg up that he has, that he'll be able to watch film on the defense for the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers and the Miami Dolphins and all those teams, the Lions, knowing that most of those guys are coming back. So you
Correct.
kind of know the only thing about some of these teams like the Detroit Lions is they have new coaches in certain positions. They have a new
Yep.
defensive coordinator, they got a new offensive coordinator. So some things might look a little different. But if this offensive coordinator or this defensive coordinator was an offensive and defensive coordinator somewhere else, you still can go back and get film from them and watch and see how they like to line up, what kind of defenses is telltale signs to what defense they're in. Do they try to hide their coverages? All those type of things. But I'm just excited to see him play in the NFL. It's a dream for most guys when they start playing football. That's the dream, to get to the
Facts.
NFL, to run out there on that football field and to play the game that they've been playing since they've been 6 or 7. So I just treat him just like any other kid. I'm just glad he gets to live out his dream. I'm happy for him to play against all these teams and get a chance to prove that he's one of the best.
All right, no doubt. I don't really have a team circle, but if it's a game that I probably look forward to probably going to is that Detroit Lions versus Cleveland. I think it's going to be an interesting, intriguing game. Just to see them match up. But I might end up going to either Detroit game or to the Vegas game out in Vegas. Seeing Shedeur Sanders out in Vegas. So there's a couple games that intrigue me, but it comes down to this. When you look at the season and you're looking at the roster right now currently constructed with what we do know, when do you see Shedeur Sanders starting throughout the season?
Um, I want to see when the schedule come out because I want to see when that first bye is, and that'll tell me kind of what it looks like. And unless he just goes in there and do what I think he can do, and the coaches don't have any bias and give him the shot. Because right now, when I go into training camp after I left rookie mini camp, it's Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders, and I'm just being honest. No,
Yeah,
no
for
knock,
sure.
no knock on Dylan Gabriel and who else, Kenny Pickett. But if I'm the Cleveland Browns, I, that's my one and that's my two.
For sure. I
And
mean
letting
that
and letting Flacco know that this guy grabs this playbook and he comes in here and he looks better than you in this preseason. Hey, we got to go with him. I understand you drafted Dylan Gabriel number 3. You left rookie minicap. You saw that Shedeur Sanders was better than him. That's just what it is. Again, no knock on Dylan Gabriel. I think he's a great kid. I think he can play the game of football. But when we on the football field, it's about these again. When you're coaching, these guys living. This is what they do for a living. They can like how you get hired and fired when you go to your work and you don't do the best of your ability or you not. This is these coaches' jobs, and this coach is on the hot seat.
facts.
I said it a couple of Sundays ago. This head coach understands that the quarterback coach is a Shedeur guy. And if I go out here with Joe Flacco and I'm losing, not only is Joe Flacco gonna get bitch, I'm liable to be fired.
Yeah.
NFL has a problem with firing coaches in the middle of the season. So I am liable to be fired if I go out here and I'm rocking with Joe Flacco and Flacco not getting it done. So whenever I see the schedule and I see the first bye week, I'm thinking at least by that first bye week, if Shedeur just doesn't go in here and just show command. And then you got to also understand that this is another thing in the NFL that players, your big time players, they have a lot of say so. The coach is not like at Colorado where Shedeur Sanders is the end all be all in college football. That is not the case in the NFL. The head coach is probably like the third or fourth guy in charge. And so those players that this owner and this GM and these guys are paying big money to, if they're going up to the owner like, hey, coach, what we got going on, man? Shedeur Sanders should be starting on, man, coach. I know, we done gave everybody a fair shake. We done been in practice. Hey, man, if you think they didn't pay Myles Garrett this big money and Myles Garrett going there like, hey, coach, Flacco, that's cool, but hey, man, Shedeur been showing that he the guy. The guy's rallying around him. He a leader. He a born leader. Hey, that weighs on ownership. That weighs on what they gonna have going on. Again, the biggest problem that it's a win. It's a no-win situation for these other guys. Shedeur Sanders has his own song. Everybody in Shedeur is up in arms. You're gonna have a whole bunch of 12s in the crowd, and as soon as you throw an interception, you fumble the ball, you play a bad series. Man, that man put on perfect timing. Them people gonna lose their mind. People gonna be in the stands hollering, "We want Shedeur. We want Shedeur." Now,
You better not play perfect timing.
again, now the owner sitting up in his box with the GM, and they looking at each other like, "Hey, man, what's going on, man? Man, listen, they calling down there to Stefanski. Hey, man, y'all gotta put that kid in. I can't lose. You see this stadium full. I want it to be full next week. Now we keep doing this, so it's just like I say, it's a rock and a hard place. But one thing I don't want anybody to get construed with, us kidding around is that Shedeur's gonna earn it. He doesn't want
Yeah.
anything to him. He gonna go out there and earn everything he gets. He's not. We're not sitting here promoting saying, "Hey, just hand Shedeur Sanders the starting job." That's not what Coach Dre is saying, because Coach Dre doesn't believe in that. I believe in you earning in the best player playing, and I feel like he'll right now. That's like I'm telling you right now. He's only behind Joe Flacco if I'm the coach.
And to think of it, right?
Not one guy. He's only behind Joe Flacco when we come in the training camp. Go ahead, Rob.
And I was just saying, you think you take out rookie minicamp, right? And what he just did, you don't think he's gonna use that same method when he gets to with the veterans, that he's gonna get out there and throw extra passes to them, to Judy, to get on the same page, to understand the depth of how receivers run routes, the timing, and for all that type of things. Like all those things matter. And Shedeur Sanders is gonna try to make sure that he executes that. And so to see Shedeur going to put the extra work in, and he's going to work out with those receivers more. How much time is Joe Flacco going to spend with them? How much is Kenny Pickett's going to like? I look at Kenny Pickett as like, man, you just a guy that's on the trading block, man. It's just a matter of time before you get traded. So I think Shedeur is in a tremendous situation with Cleveland. He's applying pressure. He's applying pressure to be QB1. My vision for him is it'll probably be after the first 4 games they'll bring him in, but Shedeur Sanders is applying pressure. So we got something coming, and something cooked up. So, but hey, I see the CU auntie just popped in the chat, man. Shout out to all the CU aunties that's out here, that's representing. And I'll say this: if you guys got any questions, we will answer them at the end of the show. We are doing something a little different, far as answering questions, things like that. So if you drop a question in the chat and it does not get answered, don't worry, because at the end of the show we will pull up all the questions and we will answer it. We're just doing a different format to the show. So now that we're moving on to this next segment, we're going to talk about the buffs that's in the NFL, because a lot of people have been requesting for us to talk about the buffs in the NFL, So on the screen, as you can see right now, that's all the buffs that's in there right now. That's in the NFL that has contracts. So let me state this again. These are all the buffs that's in the NFL right now that has contracts. So as you see, there are 16 players that are currently represented from the Colorado Buffaloes they last year was played with the Colorado Buffaloes before they hit the league. So there are players that's in the league that played at Colorado that's in the league that's not on this list. If they finish the season with Colorado and they went to the draft, they are represented by Colorado. So that's how this list came about. So don't get mad if you see somebody that went to Colorado, like Christian Gonzalez that plays for New England. He's not on this list because he ultimately went to Oregon, then went to NFL. So these are all the current buffs that's in the NFL right now. 9 out of the 16 players are from Coach Prime era. I'm gonna say that again. 9 of the 16 Buffaloes from Colorado are represented by Coach Prime. So you see the trend, you see the pattern, you see what's going on. So let's start it off with Xavier Weaver, number 1, Arizona Cardinals, right? You look at LeJohntay Weston. He's on Baltimore. We also have another Baltimore Buffalo owner that plays corner. You get on to Jimmy Horn, Carolina. You got Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland. You got BJ Green, Jacksonville. Travis Hunter, Jacksonville. Cam, Jacksonville. Derek McClendon, Miami. And then you also got Shiloh Sanders bringing up the rest for Tampa. So when you're looking at this list, Coach Dre, give me 3 players that you're gonna really have your eyes out looking out for as the season go on, as you look at these buffs that's in the NFL, right? Because y'all asked for it. We brought y'all the list of all the players. I need everybody in the chat right now. Who are the players that you're gonna really be watching out for this season that's a buff in the NFL?
Well, we now have officially called Florida CU South. Anybody can come on down, CU South down here. We got it going on. It's some Florida boys for me, Jimmy Horn, LeJohntay Weston, Travis Hunter. What these guys have accomplished and what these guys have went through to get to where they're going is what most kids don't have to go through. You see most kids getting built up and somebody trying to find a way to make sure that they get drafted. People went out of their way to try to bash these young men. And it was only because they were coached by Shedeur Sanders and they didn't want this to succeed. See, y'all have to look at the bigger picture. When you've been around coaching and you've been around the way they treat us, this is not what they wanted.
Yeah.
This is not what they wanted. They wanted to be able to say, look, we put y'all guy in this position. He failed, so we're not going to give any of the rest of you guys head coaching jobs. Well, that ain't what happened. What
Facts.
happened was he succeeded. So the next thing they tried to do was try to come at these young men who none have been in trouble, none have been stopped for DUIs, nothing. Do I think my guys are perfect? No, that's not what Coach Dre is saying. But what I'm telling you is that the structure that Shedeur Sanders has provided for these young men to succeed, it should tell you all you need to know if you want to go to the NFL. You got a kid that didn't play one snap this season on starting on defense. He played on special teams, and this kid got a chance to go make the Las Vegas Raiders football team in Herman
Smith. Yeah.
And that's because of the way he practiced, the way he conducted himself in meetings, the way he did at the Colorado showcase. That is what this is all about. These young men have overcame so much, and now that we're here, this is what you go by. I tell people I don't go by what the folks that get paid to write stuff. I go by the folks that don't. And when I say that, I'm talking about those guys that's in the NFL. Do y'all see how these guys are gravitating to to Jimmy, to LeJohntay? These guys are calling people up. Hey, what's going on? They don't normally do that for first round or the second round draft picks. Ain't nobody calling no 5th and 6th round draft picks up because they don't even know if they're going to be around. They know for sure that Jimmy Horn and LeJohntay Weston going to be around.
Yeah.
because
They,
again, they bring other things to the table. Travis Hunter's gonna be he already has a billboard up all over Jacksonville and then in the surrounding areas in Jacksonville, like the St. Augustine. If I'm not mistaken, they finna have one up here in Gainesville. So Travis Hunter is gonna be the man in what we consider North Central Florida. Uh, what Jimmy's gonna do for Carolina is gonna be big. And when you have the greatest receiver to ever play for the Carolina Panthers in your corner, that is a big that's step. When when a guy like Steve Smith believes in your talent, he believes you have the tools to be an NFL pro, and he still has great relationships with everyone in that organization. So I'm doing everything to make sure that Jimmy gets everything he needs. LaJohntay Western, you can believe one thing about these Florida boys, they're gonna take care of Florida boys. The best player on the team, he a Florida boy. So I'm gonna make sure my Florida got straight. I'm gonna make sure he okay. I'm gonna show him the ropes. I'm gonna make sure he gets everything he needs to succeed. So again, I'm happy for all of them. Like I said, I'll be watching all of them. Y'all want to come on down here to see you South down here in Florida, because we got everybody out there. Y'all can come on and check us out. We gonna do our thing. But I'm so proud of those young men. But like I say, I also want to tip my hat to Coach Prime because he saw the vision a long time ago. He saw what he needed to do not only for young men but for these other coaches that were trying to get into this coaching profession to be the best that they can be to help these young men get to be the best that they can be. And again, Rob said it already, but a big shout out to all the CU aunties or however you relate yourself to the
yeah.
way they're supporting these young men because that's what it takes. The Bible says it takes a village to raise one child. And so when you get this big pack of village that's taking care of these kids and giving them encouragement and not, I think our society is so used to pushing people down and not pulling them up. And the one thing you ain't finna do with these young men is talk about them. Cause them women gonna get on there and put you right on blast.
Facts.
If you don't want to be put on blast, you better leave them boys alone. You get what I'm saying? And to the point to where when major TV networks get bro, we can't say nothing about them guys because man, these people, right? We gonna go. Them people gonna go dig up stuff. They gonna find something on you and then put your business in the street the way you trying to put these because that's what you try to do. That's what y'all doing to these young men. Y'all trying to go dig up the diggest of the dirtiest of the dirtiest to try to bring these young men down instead of looking forward. Like I say, today is the present. It's a gift. It's a gift. So use it to be blessful. Don't use it to be negative. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh no, man, you hit the nail right on the head. And when you here's what I'll tell you. Because I know a lot of y'all wondering, like, why Rob the Man Media, why we've been out so this, that, and the third. We're gonna be expanding the brand this year. So you're gonna see us have coverage at the NFL games, at particular games. You're gonna see us at you're gonna see us at Colorado. You're also gonna see us at other college football games. So I'm just getting y'all prone to what's gonna happen. So don't be surprised, don't be shocked, anything like that. But the way Rodman Media is moving, we're building an umbrella. So the coverage is gonna be a little bit all over the place. You're gonna have new fans. You're gonna have new subscribers in here. So y'all buckle up, because this thing gonna look different. Um, y'all will see us at some Florida games for sure. So y'all better get ready for that. But I'll say this, for the ones that didn't make it, right? Because we did have players that made it to the NFL. They got rookie camp invites, right? So you have your Herm Smiths, your Justin Mayers, your Shane Coates, your Bentley, right? Those players did get invited to rookie camps, mini camps. They just didn't come away with a contract. So, what they got to do is just keep working, right? Because everybody has a 90-man roster right now. So you can only sign so many guys to a 90-man roster. So, you just got to keep working, keep grinding because that phone might ring. You might be able to make it to, what I'm saying, a fall camp. So what you want to do is just keep working, keep grinding. So keep supporting these guys. Someone might have their head down. because they didn't get that contract. But the blessing is that we do got a lot of Bucks that did get a contract. So the ones that didn't, you know what I'm saying, give them a shout out, you know, let them know that you're here for them, because you never know what people are going through, because it's the way this time and age is, man. It's you can never count on what somebody's going through and things like that. So Mate is in the Canadian League as a punter. So we got a punter that's playing professional. So it's a great thing to see. So what's next for the Bucks that didn't get contracts? And I know somebody's probably gonna ask about Will, so I'm going to just know. Will failed his physical, so that's why he's not on the roster. I truly believe if he didn't fail his physical, he would be on Tampa Bay roster. Would be another guy would make 10 for Coach Prime and his era being at Colorado of bust in the NFL. But he failed it. So my thing is to Will, man, just get healthy, man. Come back strong. We know that your talent can get you in the door, and you can really make some noise in the NFL. Just get healthy, get ready to go, and we hope to see you soon, man. Speedy recovery. So. Coach Dre, did you have anything that you wanted to talk about for us in the bus in the NFL, whether that's Travis or anybody that you had in mind?
Oh no, man, you hit it on the head. Like you say, I just want those guys to never give up. Like I say, Rob kind of hit it on the head of why, and that's even with us, even in this YouTube space. We know we're not everybody's cup of tea, and we're not trying to be. We're trying to be us. We gonna because, like I say, you see what's going on in life, and just how fast people turn on you, and just how fast people put you down. Again, if you really want to find out who your friends is, wait till you get to your lowest moment, and you'll find out just who really dealt with you. Find out if you're in trouble, if they understand that you're in trouble and that you might have been wrong, but I'm gonna stand here and stick beside you, and we're gonna figure a way to get through this. Same thing with these kids. They're a lot of people get upset. Oh, they men, they grown. They know that, man. Age do not make y'all grown. Age don't make you grown. Kids don't make you having kids don't make you grown. None of that is what makes you grown. Being responsible, taking care of your responsibilities, as Coach Prime say, being consistent in what you're doing, that shows growth. You understand me? But these kids still need the love and support. Let me fill you guys in on most of these young men's plight. The biggest thing is they've been the man their whole life until they get to college. They've
Yeah,
been the man. So imagine I've been the man in Little League. Everybody screaming my name, my mama them out there cheering and yeah. I got to high school. I was good. I was still one of the best players on the team. Everybody yelling, yeah. And then I get to college. And there's a guy that was the man everywhere they went. Now I have to compete. And the biggest thing is, and the one thing that Coach Trey doesn't do is high school coaches. If anybody's out there listening, stop kissing these young men's boom tushy. You got to make them tough. You got to understand. I don't care how good they is. I don't care how good they make your team. You got to let them understand that if you come in here and you BS and you don't do what you need to do, sit him on the bench because that's what's gonna happen in school. And not only will they sit you on the bench, they'll send you home. And that's why you see sometimes some of these kids they get to college and they fail because they've been the guy wherever they've been. And so even when I do little stuff and maybe if I don't go to class or maybe if I didn't do this, oh man, I'm him. They need me on Friday nights. Hey, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And the coach knows that he wants to win, so he goes out and he goes and makes sure that he got the kid out there when, in all honesty, that kid needed to be bent. He needed to be shown what it's going to be like in college. And when you get to college, a lot of these kids get shown the door that way because they're not prepared for not being the guy. And that's the biggest shock. That's why you see a lot of these freshmen now they're going to school and then they're hitting the transfer portal. because they want to go in there and be the guy that they've been being when they've been in high school. Well, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You got to go in here and work. You got to do what Q6 did. You got to do what Farrakhan did. You got to let those guys. You got to let yourself be noticed. But you know what people fail to realize is the one thing that Farrakhan and Q6 were noticed for was what they were doing outside of the classroom, what they were doing outside the building, working, putting in the extra work, getting to their classes, learning how to move around the college campus and all that kind of stuff. Again, I told y'all the little things is what real football coaches look at. The little things. It ain't the big things. The big things that fall into play. If you've been playing football all your life, I know you can play football, but it's the little things. Are you doing the little things right? Are you watching film? Are you doing the extra work outside of when somebody's standing over you? Because those are the things that count. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh no, you was hitting it. You was cooking. I didn't want you to stop, but no, it is the little things that get you on the field, and a lot of what you're starting to see now with this trend is a lot of these it's college coaches putting pressure on these high school kids to come to college earlier, so they can see it. Right? If I can get a glimpse on you, and I can get you from January to April, and you gonna make these mistakes, I can get rid of you early instead of having to go through a whole entire football season and being a bad apple. Right? I can get rid of you early. Or you could transfer out and you feel some type of way. Hey, listen, ain't nobody promise you nothing. You got to come and earn it. And so you start to see it trickle. But hey, like always, you have to put the work in to get where you want. That's just the bottom line to it. You want to be successful, you got to put the work in. So, hey, moving on to the last segment of the day. Before we get into questions, anything like that, is Shedeur Sanders applying pressure to be QB1 to start the NFL season?
I, yeah, it's pressure. It was pressure the day they picked him. For any quarterback that was in that room, it was pressure the day they picked him. Just no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It was pressure the day they picked him because of the simple fact is, you know this kid's pedigree, you knew what he was coming with, and now what's gonna stop him? Nothing. Because a guy like Shedeur Sanders, he's not caring about where he got picked. Yes, would we have loved to been a first day pick, top 5 pick? Yeah, everybody wants that. But real football players, all we want is an opportunity.
It's facts.
That's all I want. And that's even in your own life. All I want is the opportunity to show you I can be this. No, I ain't got to be the first person you pick, but long as I get my opportunity. Because that's when, again, when you apply pressure, that's when you find out just how good you are. Anybody can do anything when you lack. But when it's pressure on, when it's somebody there that you know that's gunning for your spot, that want to play just as bad as you, again, that's Coach Prime's method. Unless if anybody hasn't known that. And it shows up all the time in the transfer portal with kids that hit the transfer portal. No disrespect to nobody who decides to leave if they're doing what's best for them. But a lot of kids, and now I'm not talking about Colorado, it's a lot of kids, if you really ask them why they left their university, because they wanted promises. They wanted, hey, I want to be, hey, after spring, I want to know I'm going to be the guy. I want to know I'm
Yeah.
going to be the rotation. Hey, I'm the number one running back. Hey, I'm the number one receiver. I'm this. Oh, you can't tell me that, coach. You can't promise me that. Oh, you going to go out and get more guys? Okay, I'm going to hit the transfer portal. And then some of those kids, they find themselves stuck in the transfer portal. Because what they fail to realize is coaches talk to coaches. Players, anybody out there listening, players talk to coaches. Coaches talk to coaches. So when I'm thinking of, if you don't believe that Deion Sanders has helped those guys that left the University of Colorado the right way get into school, I don't know what to tell you. But the truth is, he has helped a lot of those guys still get into school because those coaches are calling to ask, hey man, what is he really like? Does he really like to practice? Does he really like to go to class? Am I gonna have problems with him doing this? Am I gonna have problems with him doing that? So yeah, I mean he's gonna apply pressure to be QB1. I believe that they're gonna try to trot Joe Flacco out there, but again, Flacco, you done had your time. You done won your Super Bowl, all that good stuff. Again, they knew getting Flacco was just supposed to be a bridge to the next quarterback.
Yeah.
So the bridge is how quick can you build it? Just like with anything else in life, when y'all see them people building on the highway or building, is how quick can you get it done before we can open it up? So it's how quick can somebody come in here and say, hey, I got this offense down packed. I got this, and this. I'm ready to roll. And then the coach is gonna say, hey, Joe, you know what this was? This was you was just supposed to be the bridge to get to our next guy.
Facts.
I think he was supposed to be the bridge to get Watson back. But now with, whatever going on with him, that's no longer, I think the bridge is to who's going to be the next quarterback. And right now that's Shedeur Sanders. So I think it's really on Shedeur how quick that bridge is built so he can walk across it and walk into the starting quarterback job.
For me, Shedeur's playing a lot. He's applying a lot of pressure. And the pressure began before even draft day or anything like that. Because what Cleveland was looking for, how can we get the cheapest option to replace Deshaun Watson? Because we know we're gonna have to cut him, right? And so not taking Shedeur in the first round and giving him that $40 million to now, what I'm saying, what he's getting in the 5th round pick, being a 144 pick, it makes everything right for them, right? Because the dead money that they're gonna have to take on for Deshaun and to have a cheap contract by Shedeur, they're gonna end up having to pay it on the back end. And that's the piece that a lot of people don't think about is, yeah, you might not get Shedeur the money up front, and you might have did what you did, and the joke's gonna be on you in the end because now you're gonna end up having to pay Shedeur Sanders $300 to $500 million on that next contract, on that second contract, which is the contract that you really want, right? You're really not worried about that first contract. It's an opportunity to get in the door, and you seizing a moment, you seizing an opportunity. The second contract is the one where you want to get paid at, right? That's the one that can really set you up long term. So to see what he's doing and the move, the headlines, you see right now how Shedeur Sanders is moving the media, right? You see anybody that's talking about Shedeur Sanders, people popping in, people watching it. And they start to see the real side of what we already knew from Buff Nation. It's a blessing in disguise. Now it's all about putting everything together. And so the pressure is on Cleveland because you're going to have to name Shedeur Sanders QB1, whether you like it or not. People are coming through that turnstile to see Shedeur Sanders. You got celebrities coming through that turnstile to see Shedeur Sanders. All these big global brands, right? You might even see the president pull up to see Shedeur Sanders because he is a football guy. So to see what the magnitude of how everything is playing out, the pressure is on. And all Shedeur Sanders is doing is just chopping wood each day, right? We just want to keep chopping wood and chopping wood and chopping wood because we're going to knock down the tree. And when we knock down that tree, we're going to open a lot of things up. And so be mindful, right? Because Will Shepherd, I think he might end up in Cleveland. That's just me talking. I don't know anything. But I might think he might end up in Cleveland based upon the situation with the injuries and everything, how they need a bigger receiver that can go, that you could throw, jump balls to. Could be a great option for Cleveland. So keep your eyes on the lookout for that. But when you talk about Shedeur Sanders and what he's bringing to the table, the leadership, the being in and out of practice, being the first man in, the last man out, putting the extra reps in with his receivers and tight ends, the extra work with the running backs, it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be a beautiful thing in Cleveland. So y'all buckle up, y'all get ready, and you finna be in store. So we had a question earlier, so I want to put this up. So what up, fellas? It's been a great day to be a Buff because our guys that got drafted are showing up and out. Hopefully we can get more info on the defensive players. So I'm not sure which defensive player you pertain to, but my question to you, Coach Jay, from that statement is, what defensive player are you looking for the most to see what kind of impact they're going to make in the NFL?
Silman Craig and B.J. Green down here in Jacksonville. I think they can really add versatility to that room. Especially BJ Green on the defensive line, which again the Jaguars have a pretty good defense. They really do. But I think he can be an added piece. Silman Craig, he's just a born leader, and he's always had to earn everything he's got. So I just think he's gonna come in here hard nosed grind and show the Jaguars that he's that guy. Again, then the biggest thing is the comfortability with having a guy like Travis and BJ here. You have some of your teammates right here in this city, in the on the same team with you. It gets comfortable for you. You feel great about coming to practice, knowing that your guy, your teammate is the guy, and he tells everybody he can tell that Silman Craig is a guy. That I looked up to Silman Craig when I got to Jackson. He took me under his wing. He showed me how to practice. He showed me how to do things. So I'm really interested to see those two guys. And then everybody want to see the headache gang CEO and down here in Tampa and what he's gonna bring to the table for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, that room is not full. Now they do have an all-star in that room, but it's just not full of talent. And Shiloh can run down on kickoffs. Shiloh can catch punts. He can catch kickoffs. He can be on all. He can be on every special team that you have. You can put Shiloh on every special team that you can have, and that's not something that you can say about a lot of ball players. That you can put them on every special team, but Shiloh, you can put him on every special team that you have, and so that's a blessing for him to get out there to get the opportunity. I'm so happy with Todd Bowles for pulling the trigger, getting them down here, and then go ahead and sign them to a contract, knowing, like he said, he was just impressed with his leadership. Again, guys
Yeah,
like Shot, they've been built for this since they started playing football with truth, and that's also another extension to having a great youth program and teaching these guys values at that level because that's where it starts at. When you teach kids at that level how to be leaders and how to practice and how to take coaching and be coachable, you don't have a lot of problems from a lot of ball players because they understand what's going on. But yeah, those three guys are the main three guys I'll be watching on defense.
appreciate it. So, um, for me, I mean, it's BJ and Cam. I mean, that's what we're watching. So the next question is, how did Will Shepherd feel his physical? Coach, I don't know if you want to answer or you want me to answer it.
I mean, I'm not gonna get
Uh,
into it. We know the Pacifics. I definitely know the Pacifics of what it was. I'm just not gonna get into it because that's that man medical history and that's that
Correct.
against the law. So it just know he failed his physical. He didn't
Yeah,
pass the physical, and they test everything when you go to these training camps. I mean, it's the best physical that money can buy because once you sign to a team, if something happened to you, they're responsible for getting the surgeries and paying for all this type of stuff. So he just didn't pass. He didn't pass the physical. I think he's in great spirits though. He understands what it is. It'll get fixed. He'll get healthier. And you can't teach 6'3", 6'4".
yeah.
You can't teach that. And got great hands, good speed for his size. So believe you me that Will Shepherd will get another chance in the NFL. I'm not worried about that.
Facts, facts. So, moving on. So we got Coach Rob and Coach Dre. Y'all doing a fantasy football league? To be determined. We don't know just yet what we're gonna do on that part. We might do one, but with the travel of me and Coach Dre in football, it's gonna be kind of hard unless we have a commissioner, which we probably have. So if we have a commissioner, we will more likely will do it. It's just right now to be determined, just due to the fact of I'm going to be out traveling a lot, of giving different coverage for Rowdy Man Media from different points of views in different places. So you never know where we're going to be at. So just know that we will be doing a lot of different things from a lot of different places this upcoming season. So we might not be at all Colorado games this year, but we will be at some Colorado games. We will be at some NFL games. We will be at some other college football games. And then we're adding college basketball to the Ram this season. So we got a little bit of things that we're adding to Rowdyman Media and extending this thing out outside of just Colorado football. So I just want to let y'all know. So don't come in asking like, man, where is this, that, and third? It's going to be a little bit different, right? The Raw Coach Dre show will be a little bit more structured, as you can see the format of what we're doing now. So we are making changes to different things moving forward. So y'all buckle up, y'all get ready. When we come in, y'all all we ask is hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and just share this thing out so we can have a great conversation for you guys. We try to answer all the questions at the end that we can possible for you guys. Now, there are certain things that, medicals like Will Shepherd, medical things that we can't answer or anything. I mean, we can answer, but we can give you the best as we can, but it is still their personal life that we don't want to, talk about. So that's that. Let's see. What do y'all think about Shedeur? Have any team shown interest that y'all know of? Is it his size concern? I don't know. I'm just asking. I think he's a dog. Coach Dre, how you feel about Shedeur?
I, when the greatest defensive tackle that ever played the game tells you this kid is an NFL pro and no one takes a chance on him, y'all know that it's something in the water. Because when Warren Sapp comes out and says he's the best one technique in the draft, and nobody took a chance on him, nobody invited him. I understand he's undersized, but you gotta let this kid get the opportunity. I just don't understand it, but he's in good spirits. He's still working out. Still waiting on his shot and waiting on his opportunity. So I just hope he gets his opportunity. But when Warren Sapp tells you that, I thought you would buy that, but obviously they're not.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just don't see what it is that that they don't see. Um, Shout out to Miss Phyllis for the 9.99 super chat. I wish Shedeur could have went to the Jaguars. Coach Dre, what's your thoughts and your feelings on Shedeur should have went to the Jaguars? She wish he could have went.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean they have a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. They're paying him good money. You would have had to trade Trevor Lawrence again. When you bring in a guy like Shedeur Sanders, people expect them to play, and you're gonna have people in the stands with his jersey on, and then as soon as this young man or the next quarterback don't play good, you're gonna start hearing this chance for Shedeur, and you want to put nobody through that. So if you was gonna try to get him, you would have had to trade Trevor Lawrence, and he has a good contract. I think 196 million guaranteed dollars. Nobody wants to pick that up. Same thing with Watson. Nobody wants to pick up a guaranteed $200 million. So it just comes down to wishful thinking. Y'all kind of knew that it was over for the Shedeur and Travis show until maybe 4 years from now. Maybe it could happen. It could happen maybe 4 years from now when they get from up under their rookie contract. But not in these first 4 years. Y'all gonna have to get used to them playing against one another.
That's facts. Has Shedeur been able to practice with the vets yet?
They had a mini camp or something. They had something and he was there. But
Yeah,
those
yeah.
the vet guys on the team are reaching out to him. I think Jared Judy, he's worked out with him already. Miles Garrett, other superstars on the team, they've reached out to him, and that doesn't normally happen for a fifth round guy because you don't really know if he's gonna be on the team or not. Those guys know Shedeur Sanders will be on the Cleveland Browns football team.
And as always, man, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. We know y'all could be somewhere else checking in, but hey, Rowdyman Media is back. Coach Dre, me and Coach Dre is back. So y'all let us know. Make sure y'all leave a comment. If y'all rewatching this thing for the first time, make sure y'all leave a comment. Let us know If there's any questions, anything that's going on in this thing, because y'all know how we get down. Y'all know we ain't afraid to answer if we know something, but we also go always protect the player, because at the end of the day, it's their personal life, some of their personal information that they don't want out into the public about what's really going on. So, hey, Coach Jay, give your final thought before we get up out this thing. Salute, man, my boy HD TV up in this thing. If y'all like hoops, pull up to my boy HD TV, because he gonna give you that idea for the hoops and give you his thoughts. And so until then, Coach Dre, close us out before we get up out this thing.
Man, we appreciate everybody stopping by. We just again we're gonna always keep it positive. Again, we know we not everybody cup of tea because y'all feel like hey they wash over things. It's just again when you have kids that play sports and they understand what it is, and you wouldn't want nobody's parents to be listening to you bashing their kid because at the end of the day that is their kid. But just stay positive, uh, stay prayed up, and be blessed. And like I always say, if I send no ships out, no ships will come in. And if there's no contest, nobody can win. Games can't be won if they haven't been played, and prayers can't be answered if they haven't been prayed. I am your man, Coach Drake. That is my brother, Rob the Man Media. This has been another Rob the Man Media production. God bless you. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right, we'll see y'all on Friday. Link's already out, so pull up, let us know, leave a comment before this video end. Leave a comment as this video end. Let us know anything that y'all want, because we gave y'all everything that y'all wanted. Y'all want us to talk about the NFL and the buffs that's in the NFL, so let us know. What do y'all want us to talk about next? Y'all know we're going to talk some more Shedeur. We're going to talk some more Travis. We're going to talk a lot of buffs in the NFL. Well, what do y'all want to know? Let us know. Leave a comment. We'll see y'all soon. We out this thing, man. We out of this thing, man. See y'all on the next one. Peace.